In this video, we talk about the Warbond vehicles that are being offered in Armor Breaking Ambusher. There's some good ones in here, guys. This is probably one of the best ones that we've seen. So stick around. We're going to talk about them. Welcome, everybody. My name is Lance. I couldn't be better. Hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Warbond vehicles. They obviously dropped the new Battle Pass this morning, and I am very excited to announce that the Warbond vehicles are pretty good. I am still, to this day, very frustrated that they took the fourth premium vehicle out of the Battle Pass. I still think it lowered the usefulness and people's ability to use lower tier vehicles a lot. I think that it hurts the Battle Pass a ton. I think they wish they'd bring it back. But one thing they did add was the ability to get the Warbond Shop. And there are some really good options. There weren't as many good ones in the last one, but the one before that had also some amazing options. The Battle Pass, 2 Battle Passes ago, had like the XP50, the KV2. It had some the German KV2. It had some really good options. And this one is also really good. We're going to jump into it in just a second. But before I do that, I could say, hey, if you could like and comment on this video, I would really appreciate it. It helps the video a ton. I'm still trying to gain traction here in the War Thunder community, and it would help me a lot if you could. So thank you so much for watching this video up to this point, and hopefully you enjoyed the rest. So we're going to get back into which vehicles are on the list. Guys, if you've never worked through a Warbond shop, like, you don't have to pay for it to get these vehicles. You can get these vehicles for free right now. Well, not now. You can do it after you earn the Battle Pass things. The only thing you have to do is, complete Battle Pass challenges and, get your points and get to rank 6 and have completed enough special tasks. And then you can buy these. You can buy these with the Warbonds for free. Now, is it frustrating you're not getting all the other stuff? Yes. But if you're somebody who's like, I'm not going to give Gaijin any more money, if that's something, the type of person that's something you want to stick with, then I'm not judging you for it at all. By all means, do it. But you are leaving money on the table. You're actually costing Gaijin money by not going and getting these vehicles. So get one of them per battle pass if you can, if you're a free-to-play player. All right, guys, so these are the vehicles that are available. Smelyi, the IAR 81C, the Grant 1, the USA, the IJN Yubar, the TA 154A1, and the B1 Tear. We're going to go ahead and pull these up on the actual game and take a look at them. First up, we have the IAR 81C. This is a Romanian fighter. It's rank 2, 2.7. It does have some pretty good options for rockets. These things, apparently, I think, I've never used them, but they are 210mm rockets. And if you get a direct hit, I read that you can actually destroy some heavy tanks. So these should be very effective. It sucks it doesn't get better bombs. But in CAS, having rockets, learning how to fire them is really great. It's a really good thing to do. It's something that is going to be much more useful later on. And they have a lot of destroy vehicles with rockets in battle passes usually. So this is something you may need later on. Now, you can't use this vehicle for that because it's rank 2, but you'll get experience for other stuff. And it does have the 20 mil. It does have a dual 20 millimeters, which are pretty awesome. I've heard really good things. It's very maneuverable. I know I've gotten killed by this thing tons of times, so I'm excited. This is the one I don't own, actually, so I'm going to be picking this one up first in the Battle Pass, and I'm really excited. Again, 485 on speed. Like, all of these things are relatively impressive. You don't really get any kind of armor, but when you look at the X-ray, you can see you have the 20 mils here, and then you get the light machine guns here as well. So it should be really good. You can just spray and pray with the machine guns, and then especially to range yourself, and then you can use the 20 mils hopefully with real shatter, and then get a kill. So that is really awesome. As you can see here, you do have some bomb options as well. In fact, you have a 250. This is even better with CAS than I thought, actually. So you have options with the rockets, which have 9.5 kilograms of explosive mass, which is pretty good. So yeah, this thing should be really nice if you're looking for a CAS vehicle at low tier 2.7. So it should be also really good in arcade. I'm sure it's good in realistic, and it's got some really neat options. So this should be a really, 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 really good option to pick up. Up next, we have the Grant 1. This is also 1,000 Golden Eagles in the Gaijin store. So this has some very interesting setups. This is an upgraded version of the Lee, the M3 Lee, and you can kind of see the turret is a little bit more angled. The angle definitely lends to bouncing shots more. It does have also this it does have the 37 millimeter and this 75 millimeter, which I think has slightly more elevation than the regular vehicle. I'm not a big fan of this. I don't own it. I'm probably not going to get it anytime soon. So, but it's still, that 75 millimeter is a beast. It's 2.7. 2.7, that 75 should be able to do dominant work. Again, you have a little bit of traverse issues, left to right, where you have some limited speed, but you mix in that on a 37. I've played the B1 Terror quite a bit, and having those two weapons is pretty nice. So maybe I will pick this up. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy it during the sale for 500G. That seems like it's probably worth it. But yeah. So honestly, if you're looking for something kind of early tier to help grind it, and you don't want the IR, you're like, I'm never gonna play Italy. I don't want that. I don't play Naval. I'm not going to get the Smelyi, which you should play Naval, and you should get the Smelyi first before you get this for sure. IAR 81C, that one's debatable. Those are going to be very good, but I can tell you for certainty the Smelyi is one of the best rank 2 ships in the game, but I'm getting distracted as I sometimes do. But yeah, this should be good. I mean, the 353% reward for RP is good. 132 SL. I mean, nothing gives you good SL modifiers here, but 353 should be better than pretty much everything for quite a while. And when you go look at the M3, you can see it's got kind of that top-mounted machine gun, and I think some of the traverse is different. It's definitely different, but I think it's going to be worth it. I think it's going to be a good vehicle. Next on the list is the Smelyi, rank 2, battle rating 4.3. This thing is an absolute monster at its BR. Its biggest issue is that its survivability is not that terribly high, and I have these mines. I'm going to get rid of them. I don't want them on the ship. It's something that I've been going back and forth with the viewer for a while. They just stress me out because I know that they can explode. So, but these 130 millimeter cannons are very good. They're not quite as good as something like the Blago or even the Spokonoi or whatever, but they are still really good. It's kind of their standard. It's kind of like the 5-inch guns on the U.S. ships, or the 4.7-inch guns on the Great Britain ships. These are very good. The shells are good, and they pin really well at distance. So you can fight at 7 kilometers and get ammunition rack kills pretty easily. And I would say at 1,155% SL modifier, get it, guys. Get it. Go use it. Buy the Blago when it goes on sale and use them both, and then just make SL. This thing is worth it. It's very nice. You also have the 85 millimeter as well, which is right here. That's not as nice in a lot of ways. My biggest complaint about this ship is it just doesn't have as good of firing angles as some of the other Russian ships. But it's extremely, extremely nice. The ammunition is pretty well placed here. It's a little bit under the water, and then most of it is also here. So its issue is that a lot of the crew can get taken out above the deck. That's its biggest survivability, and it has low crew as well, 286. So actually, it's not low, but yeah, this is a great ship. I really, really enjoy this. It's one of my favorite ones to play on a regular basis. Up next is the B1 Terror. This one is. I've made a video on this this ship, just this tank before, and the biggest thing that people came back was like, oh, it's not as good as it used to be because it used to be much better at 2.0 or 2.3, and I do agree with them. It probably was much better, and that in a down tier, it's a monster. In an up tier, it gets pinned real easy. That's probably all those things are true, but even in a down tier, you're going to be able to survive better than you think, and it's 75, just like we saw earlier with the Grant. Is very good. It has less turret traverse and everything than the Grant, but it is also a monster. It's at the 47 millimeter, and unless you get pinned from the side, there's some things that cannot pin you at 2.7. Like they just can't. Like if you run into certain vehicles, they can just shoot you all day long and they can't do anything. Now there's like a spot in the back here where you can pin to get their engine, and they keep lighting you on fire, and they may get a kill eventually. But this thing is a beast. You've seen a lot of videos on this. Again, this is a starter pack vehicle, so that's the only thing I would say is if you're thinking about possibly buying the French starter pack later on, maybe don't buy it because it's just going to lessen the value of that. But it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy. This is one of my favorite tanks to purchase, and I cannot recommend the starter pack enough. Up next, guys, we have one of the best values in this entire battle pass. Honestly, the Warbond Shop, especially something like this, 4.3. Rank 3 in Air RB, this thing is a monster because it has those dual 30mm cannons and dual 20mm cannons. In a head-on, it's terrifying. So you're looking for boom and zoom, strike aircraft that if you get something in front of you, it's going to just explode. This is one of them. This is a very scary aircraft. Now, also you can also kill ground targets with it. It's not maybe the best in CAS because you don't have any bomb options, but this thing is a monster, and it's fast, and this in ARB, this is one of the ones that I see at 4.3 all the time when I used to run my Wyvern a lot, or the XP50. That again, you can't do certain things against it. It's not great at certain things, but the cannons and the armament is a monster. I'm getting this 100%. And if I told you just get one, I would probably say get this or the Smelyi. Those are probably the two I would tell you. along with, the IARs, which is probably third on the list. So last up on the list is the IJN Yubar. I'm just going to very quickly say it's just not worth it, guys. It's 4.3. It does have some nice things about it. The torpedoes are powerful. It doesn't have a lot of them, and like it's just bad. 4.3 cruisers are unfortunate because they spawn so far back that most of the fighting is done before they get there. Most of the 5.0 destroyers have already moved in, and it is pretty much finished. Another issue that you run into is that even though it has the sap rounds at 140, they don't pin that well at 114. Now you have the one, yeah. So especially like don't use those. They don't have that deep of pin. They have 2 kilometers or 2 kilograms. Sorry, they have 2 kilograms of explosive mass, which is quite a bit. But you end up with like reload problems, like the torpedoes travel the full 20 kilometers, which is great. That's very powerful. And that's like the saving grace of this if you want to play it in arcade, is you can just toss it towards the enemy spawn or choke points, and you may get some kills. But it's just, it spawns so far back, and in destroyer play, it's unfortunate because there's certain maps that the fight is literally done before you get there, and you can't make up for that, in my opinion. So I would say leave this one alone, skip it, go get one of those other ones I've shown you. And if you want to do real quick, top 3, 100% buy, I would say TA-154, Smelyi, and the IR-81C. Those are the ones that if you own any of those already, then buy one of the other ones because you need those a lot. And if you don't play Naval, I'm just saying, check it out, guys. Check it out. You can make a lot of SL. There's some quick settings changes that you can do that change the way that the game plays. It goes from being like, I can't do anything, I can't get any hits, it's like, to wow, I made 300,000 SL in one battle in 20 minutes. Like, that's what it gets into. So that's the one thing I'll say. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it immensely. It supports the channel more than you know. And I love you guys. Thanks for being here. This Battle Pass is, as I've said, is a little bit disappointing, but there's some good stuff, especially in the war bonds, that you can take advantage of. So don't leave money on the table. Don't give Gaijin anything. If you don't want any of the vehicles, there's also some other things that you can get in the Warbond shop, like backups. You can get camouflage. You can get leaves, bushes if you want to put those on there and not have to spend money. You can get a lot of stuff. So to take advantage of the Warbond shop while you can, do it. Stop not doing it. Stop. Do it now. Do it. I love you guys. Be good. Take care of yourselves. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will catch you in the next video. Thanks. Appreciate it.